The remains of 4 soldiers are starting to be found after last week's horrific chopper crash during Exercise Talisman Sabre. 4 families enduring the kind of pain most of us couldn't imagine. Colleagues, many of them have reached out to me, heartbroken. It's a side of military service that isn't always front of mind. A misconception, perhaps, that if our soldiers aren't at war, then they are safe. I wrote about this in today's newspapers. So many people have expressed shock that such a loss of life can occur during practice, if you'd call it that. But you see, that's the reality of life in the Defence Force. When men and women sign up, normally in their late teens, they're babies, they make a commitment to dedicate themselves to this country. They must be willing to die for it. Think about that. In times of war, and yes, in times of peace, the battlefield isn't the only danger zone. To prepare for it, our troops must get as close as possible to emulating what they will face under attack from an enemy that doesn't follow any rules. Otherwise, the chances of coming home alive lessen significantly. It's high risk. Training to defend this nation is not safe, and it never will be. It is life or death, and they do it every single day they put on our uniform. Now, much has been said about the Taipan helicopters, and I'll refrain from commenting on that until an investigation occurs. I can tell you there is some news, though, which we'll get in just a moment. All I'll say is that if any organisational or individual failings are found to have occurred, then they must be dealt with the full force of the law. Our troops deserve no less. Now, to show any member of our Defence Force anything less than absolute respect and admiration 365 days a year is, in my opinion, indefensible. We cannot acknowledge their service only on Anzac Day or during periods of conflict when Australian casualties occur. We must wake up to the fact that there is a group of people who love this country more than themselves, and furthermore, who are willing to give their life for it and for us in peacetime and in war. Most of us wouldn't dream of committing our lives to that highest of callings, and that's okay. It's a type of bravery not bestowed upon the majority. Next time you see disrespect, dismissal or disservice against our ADF members, past or present, call it out. They've had more than their fair share of pain already, particularly as we all know in recent times. Some of the treatment they've been subjected to is a national disgrace, no debate. If this tragedy, those 4 lives lost, isn't a reminder of how much better they all deserve, then I don't know what is. The families of these heroes must be supported for the rest of their lives. It's the least we, as a nation, can do, lest we forget.